Hello, welcome to my channel. Let's start with the obvious. I tried the Siren Eyes makeup look. I have a love-hate relationship with it. I feel like if I didn't know my personality, I would be like, this is fine. Like, I feel like I did kind of a good job with it, not gonna lie. Still don't really understand the difference between this and like the raccoon eye that we all know not to do. But since I know my personality, I'm like, this is, this does not match. First of all, none of my clothes are black. Like, I have very little black clothing, and I feel like that's the only thing that can work with these, or like dark clothes. And in summer, I never wear dark clothes, so I was scrounging for my one or two black tops. Secondly, I'm a silly girl. Like, this makeup look is for a Megan Fox bombshell who never cries publicly. And I'm a Cancer who, if she even has a sip of alcohol, it's a meltdown. It's not matching my vibe, but we're gonna stick with it because I already put it on and I'm too lazy to take it off. Anyway, this isn't a makeup channel. This is a book channel. So we're gonna talk about books. Today, I have a book haul. Another one. I feel like I just did one possibly, but I have another. I did not mean to buy any of these books. They just kind of came into my life, but I did go to a bookstore to buy them. But like, they're all from used bookstores, so very cheap. And I also sold some books to the bookstore in order to buy the new books. So in that way, it's not my fault. So I have a bunch of books that I got. We're gonna talk about them because I found some pretty good ones. First, we're gonna start with Book of the Month books that I got this month. Hi, Book of the Month. If you're watching this by some odd reason, please sponsor me. I spend all of my money on you. Anyway, I guess we'll start with this one because I kind of just showed it. This was my Book of the Month pick for this month. It's The Fortunes of Jaded Women. And I was really excited about this when I read the synopsis. It's a, just I think a contemporary novel with a bit of a little magical realism, I think. And it's about these women who have been cursed to never find love, never marry, and they're from Vietnam. This is them breaking the curse, I think. I think that's generally what it's about. First off, I also just love the cover. I'm such a big cover buy person, which you'll see in this video. Oh, a psychic sees that there's gonna be a marriage, a funeral, and the birth of a son. Because they also, I think part of the curse is that they can't have sons. And yeah, so we're gonna see how that unfolds. Cool. And this one's a fairly short one. I didn't realize until I got it. It's like 250 pages. So that'll be a nice little one to whip through. Probably won't read it this month because I already have my TBR, but I'll keep it in mind. And then a lot of the times with Book of the Month, I get roped into buying the 2 extras because they're so cheap. It's like $10 for each. So I bought 2 that I've had on my TBR for a while. First, Pachinko. And you guys have all probably heard of this book. I don't know if it's already become a movie or if it's going to. I'm not sure, but I want to read it before I watch the movie, obviously. And I have to read what this is about because I honestly forgot. Okay, so this seems like one of the typical family surrounded coming of age stories. I don't know if it spans over different generations or not, but it follows this Korean family as they come to Japan and the discrimination and hardships that they face when they get there. And yeah, I mean, we've all heard of this book and heard it raved about, so I needed it. So Pachinko, she's giant. But she's not the biggest book that we got here, because the biggest book I have is The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt, and I have The Secret History by her that I haven't read yet, and I figured I might as well get the other one and just like make a Donna Tartt reading vlog video, because I have heard so much about her, and these books are like prized possessions for people, and so I want to delve into them, and they are massive. This is like 800 pages. That's insane. This is gonna take me a full month to read, but I am very excited for it. This one is following, I think it involves art and like art trading. This guy that his mother has just died, he's left with this painting that is, I guess, very important because it draws him into the criminal art underworld. Love that. And it's following him from a child to an adult, I guess. And he's rich, I think, or he's an antique guy. I don't really know. It seems very fun though. We got 800 pages of that. I haven't heard as many good things about this, but Donna Tartt just eating up all of our time. So those were the book of the month books that I got, so I figured I'd show them. And then I'm gonna talk about the books that I got from half-priced books. I went to Texas and Oklahoma recently, and I was like, I have to go to a half-priced books, because all of the Texas and like Austin booktubers, which there's so many of them, like I don't know why Texas is a hot spot for booktubers, but it is, and it might be because they have so many half-priced books. And they don't have any half-price books near me, so yeah, I was like, let's get in there. And I was pleasantly surprised. I got 2 like new books from there. First is Insane, so exciting, and this is such a juxtaposition from my eye makeup. Love on the Brain. This is only like a few dollars cheaper. It is $13.60 was for what I bought it, and the list price it says is $17. It would probably be the same amount on Amazon, honestly, but I was like, I'm saving a few dollars. I get to have it in my hands right now. Yeah, this is Love on the Brain. If you guys don't know what this is, I don't know how, but it's the author of The Love Hypothesis, Ali Hazelwood. This is her second book, her like full book. I know she like released some novellas, but I'm waiting for that to come out in like the hard copy. Literally, this cover is so similar to The Love Hypothesis. It's crazy. My boyfriend, we walked into the store and he saw this book and he was like, oh, don't you have that book? And I was like, no. And then I was like, are you thinking of The Love Hypothesis? It's like blue in the background. He's like, yeah. And I was like, this does look extremely similar. Like even the man, like that's the same. That is Adam. I think Adam was his name, and Adam Carlson. Yeah, that's Adam. Like, call him by a different name, but that's him. Like, it looks the same. But anyway, this is another little science girl romance. Okay, I had heard people say that this was like exactly like The Love Hypothesis, and I'm like reading the back, yes. Literally it says that on her first day in the lab, she falls into his arms, which is literally what happens in The Love Hypothesis. Like she kisses him the first time they meet. I don't know if this is gonna be like exactly the same, just with different characters. And this is academic rivals to lovers, which I love that trope so much. So that's exciting. But it's kind of similar because the other one was like Grumpy Sunshine, and I feel like that's what this is kind of gonna be a little bit. We'll see. Then, this is exciting. A Court of Mist and Fury. This is the second book in the ACOTAR series, and I just finished ACOTAR and I loved it so much. Like, I think I'm gonna film like a little video reviewing all of them after I read them because I am stunned. I am not a fantasy girl, which I feel like everyone who reads these books says that as well. They're like, I'm not a fantasy girl, but I loved this book, and that is how I feel. Anyway, this isn't a review of ACOTAR, but so good. And in that book, I wasn't really hooked at the beginning, but as I got to the end, I was hooked, and I was like, I can't wait to read the second book. And then I stumble into Half Price Books, and it's available. And so I got this for $14.40, which I looked on Amazon, and it's actually cheaper on Amazon, but now I have it in my hands. This one has a lot of Rysand in it, and I'm very excited for that because I loved him. He, love. So I'm gonna read that soon. Then I got 2 more books, and first is Ali Smith's Winter, which this cover is just everything. These were circulating on Instagram a lot earlier this year, I found. She has like a different novel for every season. So they only had Winter there, and I figured I'll pick it up. And I guess her first one was Autumn, and it's about to be autumn, so perfect timing to start this because I want to read them, you know, in the season that it happens. I feel like that's what you do with this. And I know nothing about what this is about. No one has said what it's about. They're just like, what a cute cover, what a cute concept, bye. And I can't blame them because that's what I did. And I got it for $13, by the way, which is pretty good because it's in like perfectly new condition, and it's hardcover. So okay, so this synopsis tells me nothing, which makes me think this is going to be a all vibes no plot book, and I'm here for it. Just the description, I was like, oh, this is very winter, just giving all the winter feels. So that is fun. I'm excited to start this series. Then last book that I got from Half Price Books is In 5 Years. And I look at this cover, like, oh, gorgeous. I got this for $8.50, so pretty good deal because, again, like new. I just read One Italian Summer and I loved it. I had heard so many mixed reviews, but it blew me away. And so I had heard only mixed reviews about this, and now I am swayed to read it because I really liked the other book. But yeah, this is about a girl who she is living her life, and then she wakes up and it's 5 years later and she has like a completely new life, because that's how life works if you woke up. So that's basically the premise of it. And her writing in One Italian Summer was very like just contemplative, and it made you feel a lot. And I really liked it. So I'm hoping that that happens in this. I'm guessing it will, because just the concept alone is very like thought-provoking. Then I have one book that I bought on Amazon. I had pre-ordered this, and that is The American Roommate Experiment. And I got this for a video because I'm doing a video where I read The Spanish Love Deception and then this one. So just like getting to know the author. And yeah, I'm actually excited for this. I wasn't blown away with The Spanish Love Deception, but this one takes place in New York, so super fun. It also, it follows the main character is like a romance writer who quits her job to become a romance writer. Oh, it's following the one girl's friend. Catalina's friend. I didn't know it was like a continuation. That makes a lot more sense because like it has a very similar name. I'm not the brightest of the bunch. Then we have our next used bookstore called McKays. I think they're like all over the country, and they're kind of similar to Half Price Books, I'd say. You can go turn in books for cash or credit. So I did that because for all of you that were like, you need to get rid of more of these books in your unhaul video because you're being like, you're saying you hate them and then you're keeping them. I listened. You're welcome. I got rid of my Colleen Hoover books except for Layla because that's the only one that I like. And I got rid of a few other ones as well as the ones that I had already planned on getting rid of. So turned those all in and I got $18 back, which is actually a lot for one of those stores because they give you pennies to what they're gonna sell it for, you know? So I was excited for that turnout, and I ended up only spending $25 of my own money, and I got all of these. So starting with the hardcovers, I got Summer Darlings. That was $4.25, and this is in like perfect condition. It's funny, I had seen this at Barnes & Noble recently in the new release section, so I'm assuming it was new release, and yeah, yet they have it here for so cheap. Anyway, and I was drawn to it for the cover, of course, in Barnes & Noble, but I resisted it because I was like, you don't need another book, and it's like $20, so you really don't need it. But the synopsis is very much up my alley. It's about this girl who goes to nanny for the summer in Martha's Vineyard, and she spends time with these like rich Martha's Vineyard people, and then her acceptance or scholarship to her college gets revoked, and she's like, what do I do now? I can't afford college. And so she decides she's gonna trap a rich man and live her Martha Vineyard life. But then things are never as they seem, you know, the rich have secrets, blah, 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 and that happens. So that's like my favorite kind of plot. And yeah, I can't wait to read this. I'm probably gonna wait a whole year to read this and read it in summer because next I have another perfectly conditioned book. This is Infinite Country, which this cover is kind of hard to see because it's like pearlescent, but it's in perfect condition. This book is so tiny. It's literally less than 200 pages, and I got it just because I had seen the cover and it was $5 and it was short, and I'm having a video that involves short books, so I needed to get some more. But I read the first page and the writing was really nice and it stuck with me, so I was like, good to go. That's usually how I will pick books. If I like don't know really much about them, then I'll just like read the first page and it can usually tell you if you're gonna vibe with the writing or not. It sounds like it goes back and forth between the main character and then the main character's parents and them like growing up and falling in love and then having her, obviously, but she's being held in a correctional facility for adolescent girls. So I guess we're gonna see how she got there. What did she do? And I also got it because it had the sticker, which I need to take off for Reese's book club. And Miss Witherspoon just knows how to pick books. So I feel like that will be a good one. Now we're on to the paperbacks, and I'm gonna start with the most exciting one that is in my thumbnail. The Windup Bird Chronicles. If you don't know, his new covers are so ugly. Like, I don't know who suggested he do that, but they're changed and they're ugly, they're bad. And then these old covers that are no longer made are gorgeous, stunning. I have another one for Norwegian Wood because I really wanted to read that, but I refused to buy the new copy until I found the old one at this bookstore again. They always have one or two of these old copies. So I got this. This is like, I feel like his most well-known one. And I don't know what it's about. I feel like Murakami novels are so hard to sum up. What's exciting about this is with Norwegian Wood, then I looked up on Amazon like how much it was, because I'll do that at thrift stores if the book is very expensive. Like with these, like it's $5. I know I'm not gonna get a better deal, but then like for instance with the Court of Mist and Fury, then it was $14.40, and so I didn't look it up this time, but if I did, I'd probably find that I could get it cheaper on Amazon, and then I would just do that. So this book was $15, and I was like, ooh, let's see if I can find it cheaper on Amazon, because like there's kind of a crease in the cover and like it's a little bit worn, and I would prefer it new at that price. I looked it up on Amazon and it was going for over $200. The paperback is going for almost $300. There you go. $300. So I was like, I'm taking this right now, because even if I read it and I'm like, I hate this, then I can resell it for money. So that's super fun. Yeah, if you find a book at a thrift store that's expensive for thrifting, buy it. Well, look it up and then buy it, because odds are it's like a first edition or something. Or not first, yeah. It's like an original cover, you know? So I'm so excited for that. And maybe you can find it for cheaper on other places, but that was just my first like glance at it for sale online was that much, and I was excited. This is fun. This is a fun little book. It's called Pants Drunk. I don't know what the two little dots, how you sound that out in Finnish, but this is a cute little fun book. It's called The Finnish Path to Relaxation, Drinking at Home Alone in Your Underwear. And this is just a cute little book. This is like brand new, so it's hard to open it. But a cute little book with like tips from Finnish people on how to be happy, I guess. I have one of these, like a similar kind of style of book. Is it by the same person? No, it's by a different person, but they're giving the same vibes. So this is the Little Book of Hygge, and Scandinavian countries are like the happiest countries in the world. Like they have the happiest happy index or whatever it's called. And that's probably because they get paid well and they have free healthcare. But I would also like to believe that it's because they do these silly little traditions. Oh, they're both by HarperCollins. That's probably why they look the exact same. I'm very excited for this. It's so cute. Next, I have Milkfed. Again, perfect condition. This was $3.49. Oh, also this one was $7.20, which is kind of expensive, but it was an impulse. I needed it. And Milkfed, I had seen a lot of places on the, like, you know, hot girl reading books, those kind of YouTubers that read more literary fiction. This book is, I think, a vibes no plot kind of thing, and it's following a Orthodox Jewish woman, or this is like one of those books that follows a woman in her mid-20s. She's 24, just like me, and she's just going through her life, and it's messy, and she's figuring it out, and she has an eating disorder, so triggers, and it becomes her new religion to replace Judaism. I've heard very good things about this, and I am excited to read it. Next, we have No Longer Human. I think it's like one of those books where kind of like Convenience Store Woman, and other kind of modern Japanese novels where he feels alienated. He, like Heaven, that book. Anyway, he feels alienated, and it's much of his train of thought, I think, and not really plot. That's what I'm gathering from the back. And him being like alienated, but I read the first page and I really liked the writing, so figured why not. It's also printed so weird, like why so much blank space. I have this, A Single Man, and again, $2.50. Insane. That's like a pack of gum. And I had seen this at Barnes & Noble again recently, and it's a like new cover for a classic book. This is written by like a gay activist from England, and it is following this gay man, gay middle-aged English professor. Sounds kind of autobiographical from his bio description, and it's following him and his life. Yeah, I feel like the past few books I've been like, it's just following a person and their train of thought, but that is literally what this sounds like. So that's just the vibe that I have been on, I guess. And I read again the first page and really liked it, so we'll see about that. It was written in the mid-1900s. Yeah, it was published in 1964. So that's that, and it has a gorgeous cover. Last book we have is J.D. Salinger's stories. It's Raise High the Roof Beam, Carpenters, and Seymour. This is $2. I have his other books, like I have Franny and Zoe, which that's like a novella. And then these are short stories, and then I have the 9 stories collection of stories, but I don't think these are in that. So that's why I bought this. And it's so cute. It's so little and pocket sized. I love his little short stories. That is the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. That's a lot of books. And I think it was all under $100, which is insane. So check out your local bookstore, your used bookstore, and see what they have, because it might be really good. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and like and subscribe if you feel motivated to do that. Thank you for watching. Bye.